Good morning, Mr. Chiredu. Nigerian federal government policies, how do you see it helpful to commoners on how that affects citizens of Nigeria?
Well, if you look at, thank you for having me. We are still hoping that whatever has led to the protest, whatever damage the APC government has done to Nigerians, I believe it's a matter of policies, the kind of policies they came up with, and it seems that the president is not doing enough in terms of consultations, and whatever you see there that has been outlined by the end-bad government protesters have not been actually be seen to be addressed by the federal government themselves, signaling that the continuation of the starvation policies, might be a deliberate attempt as a result of the Muslim ticket. Yes, we cannot rule out anything in Nigeria. As I'm talking to you now, Nigerian government and the leadership is becoming too suspicious on the quest to drive the open dividends of democracy to the people, and that's what we are talking about. What are you doing about the economic policies? One, the issue of the floating of the naira. What are you doing about the rising inflation that is hitting almost 50%? What are you doing about the issue that has to do with the oil subsidy? What are you doing about the dying culture of agriculture in Nigeria? What are the policy? We need to be seeing all those things coming up. What are you doing about the education sector? Because without education, you cannot drive a society. And without food, the society is dead. What are those things? We need to be seeing different highlights and not too much on this philosophy of writing how leadership will go. We need pragmatism, in what we do. First of all, how come that Nigerians are buying fuel almost 1,000 something per liter in some states and in some places, and there's nobody seems to be regulating it, even though they are shouting that the price of garlic should have come down by now. But we are not seeing the price of, look at within this period of protest, the food prices have skyrocketed, has moved up again. Things are continuing to go up again. That's what does that mean? Nigerians are wondering, who is actually in charge of leadership in Asoro? Is it Bola Ahmed Tinubu or somebody else? And if it are these people, what are they doing? Nigeria need to be having an update of government policies on how to at least put food. We're not talking about the electricity. That one is no-go area. That one has been jettisoned. The president has come out to tell the whole world he is not interested in handling any sector again. In fact, Nigeria, you are on your own. My primary assignment now is to look at the economy. And you are looking at the economy. What are the indices? What are the things that have been set on ground? What are the plans? What is the philosophy? What is the pragmatic approach of your policies? How does it now, transform to good governance in Nigeria? All these things are what we are talking about. All these things are what we are saying. How do they now bring it to limelight at the end of the day? Well, that remains a mystery to both the leadership of Nigerians, the leadership of Nigeria, and of course the followers, the citizens themselves, who does not know whether what government is doing is going to be favorable or not at the end of the day. But the fact is still remains that two major things that the government should look into before we even think of anything else is one, the issue of subsidy. I remember somebody saying that most of those refineries that are abroad are being owned by some people in the government. Nobody knows. They mortgage our entire. They put us in a situation that is quite unbelievable. The economy of Nigeria belongs to Nigerians. The Nigerians are paying tax on daily basis, and still they cannot have what they deserve as citizens of Nigeria. But we are hoping that having tendered those programs that should be implemented with immediate effect by the NSAS government, and if they fail, we have somewhere very clearly that the next phase of the protest might lead to Tinubu must go, because it looks like the man lacks economic ideas on how to transform a deadly situation like where Nigeria found themselves today. We review it properly, and begin to see. We have not seen enough changes in the agriculture sector. We have not seen enough changes in the oil sector, in the aviation sector. Everything is going up on daily basis. The aviation for everything. These things has to do with policies, and that was why they spent 9 billion on Olympic, and still Nigeria could not record one single gold medal. 9 billion. Talk less of six. They are staying now telling you we are running subsidy, we are running agriculture, we budgeted this, gas that. All is zero. I don't think that this government knew well. It has already shown, that 9 billion spent on Olympics is just another civilized corruption. Thank you. God bless you.